Wait, wrong show. So I'm sure you've already heard about the controversy surrounding this episode, and if not, look it up at your own risk. Our story begins with a poor man being digested alive by a huge python. No one else seems to be fazed by this though, like they're literally just gonna sit there and let him die. Anyways, Bubbles asks when they'll get to see a unicorn, and oh my god, that's adorable. Bubbles tries to prove that they exist when the other kids laugh at her by using a totally real unicorn horn. Wow, even Miss Keene laughed at her. What a jerk. It looks like Barry already got a redesign after only one episode. Oh, and apparently Bigfoot likes tacos. It's raining tacos! Miss Keene takes the other kids to the gift shop, and Bubbles wanders off on her own. Wake me up inside. Wake up. Just as she starts having doubts, this guy shows up to comfort her. Blossom and Buttercup come by and tell Bubbles that he's not a real unicorn, but considering the fact that they have trouble telling the difference between a filly and a colt, I can't blame her for not believing them. He obviously gets mad at Buttercup for insulting him, and he yells at her for it.
Well, excuse me!
She can talk?
He tells them his name is Donnie and he's always wanted to be a unicorn. Bubbles suggests that the professor can help change him into one, so they head home. We get a cut to a grand opening of the Townsville Pickle Museum, which will be important later in the episode, so remember it. Also, there's a reference to Dolly Parton for some reason. Back at the girls' home, Professor Utonium explains that he could try to change Donnie into a unicorn using the transmogrifying ray he had built that afternoon. He warns them that something could go wrong, but Bubbles has another one of her demonic outbreaks again, which makes him reconsider.
The Bubbles you know is gone!
Oh, wait, I already used that joke. He suggests that Donnie should be the one to decide what happens, and he agrees without reading any of the possible side effects. Donnie also sits in the chair like a normal human being, because who needs horse anatomy, am I right? The professor zaps Donnie and he instantly turns into this giant, disgusting monster. Bubbles feels bad about what's happened and chases after him. Donnie continues to run through Townsville as he transforms into a more hideous creature. He grabs the mayor and starts destroying the museum until Bubbles shows up to speak to him. Donnie tells her that they are no longer friends, but Bubbles continues to insist on talking to him. She even blows her unicorn horn to try and prove to him that unicorns do exist. Donnie continues to freak out and hits Bubbles by mistake. After he witnesses what he's done, he falls off the side of the building down to the earth. Bubbles gets up wondering where he went, and then this happens.
Oops, my bad.
My bad.
Also, have more confusion on horse terminology.
Wait, which ones are stallions?
They're like colts, but oh, forget it, who cares?
So Donnie and Bubbles apologize to each other, and then his mother shows up. She tells Donnie he was a unicorn all along and everything is right with the world once again. It's suddenly daytime now, and Donnie has to return home where he belongs, thus ending the episode. So yeah, this episode wasn't terribly interesting. There wasn't a very clear moral to see in this episode because it sends mixed signals to the audience. The producers claim that there was a message involving gender identity when the original writer claimed that there wasn't one to begin with. I wish they at least had changed the ending so that after the third monster form he turned into a unicorn instead of falling off a building. Sure, it'd be a bit cliche, but at least it would be a better ending. The humor and action weren't very prevalent either, making this yet another episode that I recommend you skip.